Did you know that the Apostle Paul quoted pagan poets in the Bible? That's right. In Acts 17, standing in Athens, Paul used the words of idol worshipping writers to preach Christ. He was surrounded by altars to Greek gods, and then he spotted one with an unusual inscription, "To the unknown God." He seized the moment. He said, "Who you worship without knowing, I proclaim to you." But here's what most people miss. Paul doesn't just preach from the Hebrew scriptures here. He actually quotes pagan poets. He says, "In him we live and move and have our being." That line isn't from Moses or David. It's from Epimenides, a Greek poet. Then Paul adds, "We are his offspring." That's a direct quote from Herodotus, another pagan writer. Why would Paul use the words of idol-worshipping poets to preach the gospel? Because Paul knew truth isn't limited to one culture. When pagans accidentally described God rightly, he wasn't afraid to use it. He took what they already knew and redirected it to point to the one true God. Think about that. Paul could have condemned their ignorance on the spot. Instead, he built a bridge from their culture to Christ. And here's the deeper lesson. The gospel isn't fragile. Truth doesn't need to hide. Wherever something reflects reality, God can use it. That's why Paul ends with this bold call. God commands all people everywhere to repent because he has set a day to judge the world by the man he has appointed, Jesus, whom he raised from the dead. Some mocked him, some wanted to hear more, and a few believed. But either way, Paul showed us that you don't have to fear culture. You can flip it. You can take the world's own language and point it back to the God who was never unknown. Thank you guys for listening. God bless.